The James Webb Telescope captures phenomenal first images of Mars. The James Webb Telescope has launched 9 months ago, but it has only been fully operational for 3 months. It's provided us with a wealth of stunning photos that we could have never anticipated witnessing in such a short time. According to all astronomers, scientists and physicists who work on and with the groundbreaking telescope, this is just the start of a new era of space exploration that has been ushered in. Images of our neighbouring planets and distant worlds almost seem too fantastical to be true. There will be both funny and shocking things that happen after this, so to know more about these spectacular visuals, stay tuned to our channel, Incredible Tech. One of the solar system's bodies that has been investigated the most is Mars, and it's the only planet to which we've dispatched rovers to explore the strange terrain that surrounds it. Webb has presented us with the first photographs of our neighbouring planet, which many refer to as the red planet Mars, but which the Greeks and Romans used to call Ares. The images are nothing short of breathtaking. They also depict a picture of a planet in chaos, a meteor landscape that affects violent eruptions and water movements, and a colossal structure that is 4 billion years old and has never been observed before. In terms of visible light and the infrared light that Webb is meant to detect, the red planet is one of the brightest objects in the night sky because of its proximity to us. But the JWST was built to see extremely far away and faint objects, so it wasn't the easiest item for the observatory to utilize. This caused difficulties. But this time, the Webb telescope observed our neighbouring planet after Jupiter. Using infrared vision, the Webb telescope this time found Mars. The photographs were revealed on Monday, September 19th at the Europlanet Science Congress in 2022. They were taken on September 5th using its near-infrared camera or NIRCam instrument from JWST's position about 1 million miles or 1.6 million kilometers from Mars. The longer wavelength image reveals information regarding heat radiated from the Martian surface and atmosphere, as well as the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, whilst the shorter wavelength image is a result of sunlight being reflected and reveals surface features frequently seen in visible light images. The Perseverance rover recently discovered an unprecedented amount of organic materials on Mars. The Huygens Crater, the Syrtis Major volcano's black surface, and the Hellas Basin may all be seen in an up-close photograph of Mars. Giuliano Liuzzi, a scientist and lead investigator at NASA's Planetary Systems Laboratory at Goddard Space Flight Center, spoke during an EPSC press conference to announce the publication of the photos. According to NASA's blog, Webb's equipment is so sensitive that without particular viewing methods, the strong infrared light from Mars is dazzling, leading to a phenomenon known as detector saturation. As a result, astronomers had to use extremely brief exposures, measuring only a portion of the light that reached the detectors, and use unique data analysis methods. Mars proved particularly challenging to photograph because it moves quite swiftly through our solar system in contrast to most objects the JWST generally photographs. Identifying dust, surface rocks, and atmospheric characteristics like water and carbon dioxide, the initial photos and spectra of Mars from the JWST haven't revealed anything we didn't previously know about the planet. However, they do serve as evidence of a concept of gathering data that other observatories can't. One benefit of JWST is the ability to picture the entire globe in high resolution with a brief exposure time. This should enable the study of events that occur over a short timescale, such as dust storms, weather patterns, and seasonal changes. The heat map demonstrates how Mars emits light as it loses heat, contrasted with the planet's other daytime side, which is brightly yellow and radiates heat, is a colder patch. The northeastern edge of the Hellas Basin and another of Mars's largest craters, the 290-mile-wide Huygens Crater, can both be seen in shorter wavelengths of infrared light from the Webb telescope. The Huygens once had a continuous stream of water flowing through them, creating a branching web of channels into the rocky surface. Clay and carbonate minerals, which only occur in moist conditions, were also discovered by NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and were revealed by a smaller impact crater inside Huygens. James Webb's NIRCam device measured the spectrum of infrared light originating from the planet. This spec separates the light from Mars into various wavelengths, each of which correlates to distinct substances present both on the planet's surface and in its atmosphere. The graph displays light-absorbing wavelengths in compounds in Mars's atmosphere. These wavelengths make water, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide very visible. In order to compensate for the red planet's tremendous brightness, astronomers utilized very brief exposures, assessed only a portion of the light that reached the equipment's detectors, and used data analysis techniques. Mars's brightness prevented the Voyager spacecraft from photographing it as well. In Webb's first view of Mars, you can also see the Hellas Basin, a crater that was made around 4 billion years ago when a huge object collided with Mars. The planet's southern equator is home to a 2,300 km or 1,400 mile wide and 7 km or 4.4 mile deep crater. Webb's first near-infrared spectrum of Mars, which was created by Geronimo Villeneuve of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, was also made public, showcasing the capability of Webb to examine the red planet with spectroscopy. According to NASA, the amount of 4.3 micron light that reaches Webb's NIRCam is influenced by a number of different factors. In the Martian atmosphere, carbon dioxide molecules absorb some of the light that the red planet emits. This results in the Hellas Basin, which spans more than 1,900 kilometers and is the largest and best preserved impact structure on Mars, looking darker than the surroundings. According to Geronimo Villeneuve, the main investigator who developed these Webb observations, in a statement issued by NASA, this is not a thermal effect at Hellas Basin. He noted that the Hellas Basin has higher air pressure since it's a structure at low altitude. Due to a phenomenon known as pressure broadening, the higher pressure suppresses thermal emissions at a wavelength between 4.1 and 4.4 microns. The spectrum displays the minute differences in brightness between thousands of distinct wavelengths typical of the globe. To learn more about the surface and atmosphere of the planet, astronomers will examine the spectrum's characteristics. With Webb, it's incredibly simple to identify the spectral signatures of water, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide, which include deep troughs known as absorption characteristics. Additionally, it's now just as simple for scientists to identify the origins of any detected trace gases. Luizzi claims that JWST may be used in a much more favorable manner to carry out the process of searching for these particular chemical species and, ultimately, pinpointing the origins of these species. A paper that will be submitted to a scientific journal for peer review and publishing is now being prepared by the researchers. Using imaging and spectroscopic data, the Mars team will study regional variations across the planet and look for trace chemicals in the atmosphere, such as methane and hydrogen chloride. This could be a significant barrier for studying exoplanets, which could offer important hints for existence of life outside of our solar system. But we'll save that for another video. But with that thought in mind, we conclude today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave us a like and tell us your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining us today. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content and ring the bell icon to keep updated on all of our upcoming videos. That's all for today. See you next time.